All right, the new and improved pedal board after learning some stuff over the last year. Got two pedal boards set up here, both powered by Voodoo Lab Power out of Sonoma nearby. They power bands around the world. And I know a big thing is taking the power boxes and throwing them underneath, hidden out of the way. I've found that it's easier just to leave it on top and switch stuff out or troubleshoot if needed. And the 2 Plus is fantastic because it also comes with the AC power outlet right back here, so you can pop some stuff on the back end. So silly as it is, I've got some very inexpensive lights from Amazon, and we pop around with those on. And obviously we haven't had too many chances to play out with COVID, but that'll change tomorrow and Tuesday, so looking forward to it. The first big change, I'm still playing through a VOX AC15 with the blue Alnico speaker, so I love that sound. But I'll have to try it certainly with a Fender Deluxe Custom amplifier at some point with you know, the 22 watt, 85 watt, probably will blow up the house. But the first big change here is that I have a relay now that's wireless. You can see, just pop this little thing in here, usually where the guitar cable would go right into the jack here in the guitar, and this gets carried out over here and hits this box. I set the box up right off the pedal board rather than setting that up on top of the amplifier in the back. I think some professional artists do that. They set it up on their amplifier in the background, but I kind of prefer it kicked out just off the side right here, and when you're not using it, you just pop this out, pop it in the top, and it charges. So that's pretty neat. Everything on this pedal board is still the same without the exception of this, which I'll explain, but start off with the volume pedal. So if this is thrown all the way out, you can hear I got nothing. So if I put this on, you hear that comes on. So the reason for this is you run a delay, or not a delay, a tuner pedal off of it, and you can very quickly, and more importantly quietly, tune the guitar before the gig and in between songs. So we've done it plenty of times before, even the last show acoustically we played out before, we didn't have that, but where you're sitting there as a group in front of people and going all that stuff, and it doesn't sound good. It's not pleasant. So the signal again into this box and the volume pedal over into the compressor. I always leave the compressor on. That pretty much equalizes the notes if you don't hit one hard enough, and if you hit one too hard. So in a chord, if you hit it like that, maybe you didn't hit one hard enough, it's gonna, I guess it's like auto-tune or auto-correcting it, right? And also a sustain element that's on the very back end, that if I were to just go for a note, it'll keep it going if I have that turned up a little higher. I don't like it too long. I have a reverb pedal to kind of also double that down, and I prefer the reverb actually. But the compression pedal is always on, and the signal next comes out into the wah pedal that everybody's had since the 60s. So that one always sounds cool. For instance, you can really have a go with it with some solos. That one always sounds great. But out of the wah pedal, we throw it then into this noise suppression pedal, this white pedal here. So the signal comes into here, kind of gets stored for a second, and then you're actually kicking it out underneath. So you could view these 3 pedals in a unit with themselves, where the signal comes out of the noise suppressor into the first distortion pedal that I have that I like to use for solos, which is the Ibanez Tubescreamer. I guess the most famous individual would be Stevie Ray Vaughan with the Tubescreamer, even though he had the 808, not the TS9. But Noel Gallagher from Oasis had the TS9, so that's why I picked that one up long ago, and that was his main distortion sound, other than just running, you know, guitar straight into a Marshall and having to go with the, you know, the full gain sound on the amp. out of here, it's going to pop into the ProCo Rat, which I think just about every rock band uses in some form or fashion, from Coldplay to Foo Fighters to plenty of other bands. But these sound different. I was just playing this with that last demonstration with the VOX Wah, which it's a toss-up too, VOX Wah and the Dunlop Crybaby. I know that probably everybody has the Dunlop Crybaby. I think I like the Dunlop Crybaby more, but I fried that one years ago with the wrong power source. Ended up picking up the VOX for a little cheaper, and it's been on there since. And I ended up taking a silver Sharpie to go around it just to see it. But anyway, back to this. That's kind of the sound that you get. And you can hear how that's different from this. Just two different sounds, really. The other thing too, I'm playing with the tube amp, and it's very mellowed out right now. It's I forgot if I said it earlier, but it's a VOX AC15, the X version, the C1X, so it has the blue Alnico speaker out of England. Love the sound of it, but really with the tube amp, you really need to crank it up high. It's like hitting that turbo spot with a sports car, where it really turns it on. So we're demoing the pedals, but they really sound a lot more alive with the amplifier a lot louder. Certainly right at the volume of a drummer in a room, or a little louder. But anyway, from the distortion pedals here, not to belabor this, the signal just comes right back into this. So again, this kind of acted as a rest stop, where the signal came through everything, hangs out here for a second, pops back through, and then on from there. Now, the signal, just because it's going through a whole lot of pedals here before it goes to the amplifier, each pedal that you send a signal through, it has the ability to maybe take away or dampen the signal and the strength of what you're going to finally get to the amplifier. So after kind of this whole initial phase right here, I have a boost pedal that's going to kick that signal pretty much in the pants and get it going again. So it actually turns it up a little bit, and I don't even know if we can... You hear it kind of gives it a little kick right there. A lot of country guys will just play with compression, boost, delay, and maybe that's it. And they'll do that slapback delay we'll get to. From here, it comes down into all these modulation pedals. Think of modulation pedals as paintbrushes. You can start to style sound, and mine are a little bit wide variety to cover different periods of time. But first it's into a tremolo. So it'll sound like Radiohead Creep. Kind of that sound. Add a distortion to it. You can hear REM's, what's it, Crush with Eyeliner. That sounds like... So it sounds like there's a lot happening with the sound, but really it's just a chopped up sound, and the pedal's doing all the work for you. So I have the Boss Tremolo. The big thing about Boss pedals, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have little preamps in them, so they, in their own individual way, also keep kicking that sound up and maintaining it. So those are neat. I have them kind of spaced out, and it seems to be working for me. You know, I'm not a professional. From the tremolo, it goes into this blinking pedal. I have the small version, but this is the MXR Phase 95, so it incorporates both the old Phase 45 and the Phase 90 in it. I tend to be playing with the blue light on. I can't even tell you if that's the 45 or the 90 actually, but that's the sound that I like. So you can get a little crazy with it, you can get slower. I think the last video I did, I demonstrated that Lightning Crashes song. Incubus loves this pedal. So they will they'll kind of have this sound going on. They always play off the front pickup too, so you notice I select this back. This is the rear pickup only. This will be very kind of trebly sounding. If you throw this to the front, it's more of a blues sounding. It's only this pickup here in the front. You have it in the middle setting, it's going to be both pickups, and you kind of get a happy balance there. But Incubus front pickup, they kind of have the that would be a little quicker. That's that song, The Warmth, that they do. Off one of the earlier ones. Good song. So from there, the signal leaves the phaser and goes up to the chorus pedal, which I like to call my 80s pedal. It's get a whole wide variety of sounds out of that. I guess the other, what else? So I guess there was Pretenders, but you hear a lot of sound there. Stone Temple Pilots use the chorus kind of always hanging in the background. And I have it slanted just to fit my pedal board here too, so it's not up and down, it's tilted to the right. But you'll hear it with Stone Temple Pilots with a lot of distortion, so. Kind of an all-around cool sound there. From there we jump underneath and we head over here to the Rotary, which is going to sound like a spinning wheel. You very faintly hear it right there. We can make it faster. This, of course, you know, the Rotary made famous by Peter Frampton with you remember it. And he would make it faster. That's a cool one. Honestly, I just always wanted that because I would always stop driving from Manasquan up to New Brunswick at the Guitar Center, and it was because Noel Gallagher uses it in the solo in Gas Panic, and I always thought that it sounded cool that he's just holding one note, I don't even know what it is, and then he kicks it in faster. So I always loved that sound, even in high school. Now we get to the delay, and we'll see what we have it set on right now. So you can kind of hear a little bit of a pop back at you. They call it a slap back. So get a little reverb going, and what you can get is kind of that country sound. That country sound. It's just a cool sound. A little bit more delay time there. It's just a cool sound. And then for more modern day solos. Again, if you didn't have this, this is what it would sound like. But with this, you get throw the effect level a little bit down, and then you so that's a cool one there. Delay is essential on anybody's guitar rig. Best for last here, I think always my favorite is Reverb. I'm really into the swell sound now, but basically you could get something going and it's going to trail, it's going to keep going. Get some swells going with the volume pedal, working with it. I think that sounds great. So that's I have a Moog expression pedal. It's relatively cheap on Amazon. Again, I took a silver Sharpie and colored around the outline of it so I can see it. And you just throw a line into the reverb here. So again, the signal came from this pedal board into the rotary, into the delay, from the delay up into the reverb. And then you have the option from the reverb to throw it even into two different amplifiers, so you can have your sound in stereo, which would be cool, especially with the tremolo, to sound like the very beginning of Collective Soul's Heavy. If you listen to that with a stereo or in headphones, you can hear how the guitar signal goes back and forth, left to right in two different spots. But the idea here is with this extra pedal right here, like a car, I can either throttle the reverb all the way back, where there's almost next to none, or I can really throw it on. See here, barely any. And then, so you hear how that's different there. And then finally, from the reverb pedal, we have the out, which pops up and into the amplifier. Now, because the amp is always behind you when jamming or playing, I have a, I think it's an 18-foot cord now to pop out of the pedal, throw down on the ground, going directly behind you into the amp. You throw some gaffer tape over it so you don't trip, or the singer doesn't trip when he's moving around, and that's what goes there. So the last addition is with doing some backup vocals, having the microphone stand up here. If this is at all in the shot, I don't know. Right off of the microphone, so I have a pick holder right here, so if you drop a pick, you just reach out, you grab another, and you're still good to go. But with that set up, with this pedal, it's just really a delay or echo here, so you can you know, be helping out there with the vocals on the background. So, but that's the whole setup. I really like the setup there. I used to have a Memory Man as the other delay pedal up there. It's an analog delay, not a digital delay like this one. Definitely sound differences between the two. There's things I like about the analog delay, especially for the country sound with that slapback. There's nothing that's better than an analog delay. Digital delay though, with some of these more modern, slower solos, I prefer personally the sound of the digital delay, so I stick with that. But yeah, so this is the, what do we got, May 28th, 2021. Video of the pedal rundown here and the whole rig set up with my Telecaster. And hopefully this fits to not only, you know, show the whole outline here of the setup, but I guess also for insurance purposes if the movers mess all this stuff up in a month. So everything was working. But yeah, it should be fun. Tomorrow we're playing out in Suisun City, and then Tuesday we play for our wing going away Tuesday night. So then we'll pack it all up and call it a good time. So that's all from out here.